Okay, so this is gonna have spoilers, and thank you for 1,000 subs. Okay. Good evening, gentlemen. You're just in time. I think I've cracked the code. I've found an answer to one of life's most pressing questions. Why is there always a puddle of piss under a urinal? It has vexed me for years. Not enough people could consistently aim that poorly, and I doubt there's a fly PNG on that pristine marble tiling. No, there must be something else at play, and I think I've found it. Step 1. The man approaches the urinal, destiny gleaming in his eyes. Step 2. He lets loose the stream of war, but due to a minor earthquake in Shanghai, a small amount falls on the floor. The man, dejected, leaves the bathroom without washing his hands, as he knows his body will be later found in the Hudson River for this dishonor. Now here's where it gets interesting. Step 3. Another man approaches. Seeing the puddle of acidic energy drink piss burning a hole through the tile, he wisely avoids it by standing further out. But, as anyone who's driven through St. Louis will know, fired shots are less accurate with distance. The puddle grows and grows until it becomes too big to ignore, and the washroom is serviced. Fascinating stuff, wouldn't you agree? It really says something about humanity, and how by avoiding small problems, we simply add to them. You know what else works like that? Lying. Lies of P is a Souls-like adventure good enough to inspire that urinal piss puddle of an opening. The year is 1890X in the prosperous phosphate colony of Krot. A brilliant inventor named Geppetto has just installed ChatGPT onto a 4GB Raspberry Pi and started the puppet revolution. With these robots, anything is possible now. Have your floor swept, teach your child some old-timey funk classics, trust them with your life on public rail. Krot flourishes, but something is amiss. How French are these robots really?
Hey, yeah, bonjourny crap. Our productivity isn't being met, so we have to ramp up to a 4-hour work week. Yeah, thanks.
All go mad, except one. Famed Hollywood automaton and white boy of the year, Timothée Chalamet, now must take on the lean, mean, and bluish-green streets of alt history Marseille, as he searches for his completely sincere and unmanipulative father. But it won't be easy, even for a Souls fan, because charcuterie is a journey that's hard. Like, really hard. Perhaps even forming diamonds between my clenched cheeks hard. But my god, is it one worth taking. So join me, will you? Because it's time to wake up, puppet of Geppetto. Ugh, Christ. I must have hit the motor oil too hard. I swear to God, if Astro Boy nicked my wallet again, I'm gonna shove Bonzi Bunny in his firmware. God, where even am I? Oh no. Welcome to Gare du Nord. It's kind of like a Pokemon gym, but for people. And unfortunately for you, every crack fiend in a 4-mile radius has smelled your copper wires. Let's talk combat. Combat in Apple of Bees is like a strange witch's brew of Souls-like action, Sekiro parrying, and bloodborne aggression. However, much like the food in that den of sin, they've gone off recipe with a bit of extra sauce. Take, for example, damage. You get hit, you can rally some health back, like in H.P. Lovecraft's Tour of London. Now, you hit an enemy, but decide to back off. They also regain health. If you want that gone forever, you need a fatal attack, but you get through parries, sustained aggression, and a fully charged heavy swing. How about weapon durability? A minor annoyance in Souls, but in Sip of Tea, it's a major consideration. If it gets too low, your weapon starts experiencing what's known as performance anxiety. You do less damage, your attacks bounce, and your special skills become near useless. Restoring it involves backing off and using the angle grinder in your elbow, or in their face if you want to mog. It doesn't sound very cohesive, right? Like it should be a bunch of separate systems held together with tape and dreams. But it works, because Blood Type B's combat ethos isn't to focus on any one aspect, but to optimize based on context. Why would I need both a Sekiro parry and a Bloodborne dodge when one clearly has more rewards? I don't know. Why would you mind your own fucking business? How about because attacks from some larger enemies, even if perfect parried, hit like a 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing and payload. Ooh. Dodging these is more efficient, because then it gives you more chances to attack. It's these kinds of little considerations that make the combat in Southend-on-Sea unique, and personally, more enjoyable than any of its inspirations. But enough yapping about nerd shit like combat. Time to escape the gladiator pits. Oh, and right here is the killer app. Presentation! Look, you have eyes, and even if you didn't, I'm not sure you need them, because the aristocratic Belle Epoque love radiating off every asset is probably giving us breast cancer. I don't need to tell you that Cheese for Free is a beautiful game. So instead, I'll show you some of the smaller details that make it downright exquisite. The loading screen progress bar is P's nose. The 7-coil spring sword extends the blade branches on a full charge heavy. The jerking twitchiness of P's idle animation that really sells how he's fundamentally a clockwork robot.
Hey, Clocks, look at this ancient ass clock.
The fact that instead of opening safes, he just rips the door off its hinges. The sound of his arm roaring up to punch a gate clean open. The opera house. Just... You look me in the eye and tell me this isn't peak. Never mind. It's a game with so much charm in every area. You can tell that every single dev in this 100-person team gave a shit. That's a bounty of love you'd only find in a sunken Spanish galleon. It's very much worth playing just to see the artistry Round 8 came up with. And the best example of this? I'm saving for later. After repairing this Etsy birdbath, we find our way to Hotel Crot and eventually run into our first boss. Quite the fearsome foe, but unfortunately for him, I've just returned from a trip to the Qing Dynasty.
I'm so happy to see.
I want you.
Welcome to the Crop Best Western, the Francophone Shrine, if you will. This is your hub, and where you can upgrade weapons, trade boss souls, create and swap robot arms, and gain powerful passive bonuses by enhancing your P organ. No, it's too easy. Very pretty, very intuitive, and apparently very haunted 3-star hotel. Truly, we're in the peak. But there's a problem. Our father Gelato never checked in for his stay in the King Pisspot the 450th Royal Suite. Go find him, and be sure to check in the 12 identical coffee shops. They must like franchising. Once you've gotten your aluminum foiled a few times, you'll eventually stumble upon this PNG in the window. She's gravely ill, and requests you to bring her child back, because by God, she's not going down alone. And as an upstanding citizen, who are you to deny this final wish? You do find her baby later, but unfortunately, it's in more of a jigsaw format. So no dice, but there is a baby puppet.
My baby? What do you think?
Introducing the lie system. No, the hotel door doesn't count. You either tell the truth, that what she holds in her hands is nothing more than a $300 Barbie, and that her beloved child is cosplaying as tomato sauce, or that the baby is cute. Naturally, because you're not a fucking monster, you lie, and in doing so, gain humanity. It's an interesting way of approaching the theme of Pinocchio. In the original, the fact that he lied was a symbol of his bad behavior, and a warning to the child audience. They were a tad blunt about it. In Liza P though, it's not so clear cut, because there are parts where you obviously should be truthful, but oftentimes the lie is for the other person's sake. A final bit of comfort for a doomed soul. And there's nothing quite as human as a good deed paved on the road to hell. Either way, she gives a reward, a record. Oh, it's time! This is another way to gain humanity, both in-game and in real life. Because when I mentioned the best example of the dev team's care earlier, The records are the magnum opus. Like, imagine this. You're the director of what will one day become a cracked Souls-like, and have the idea to put some records in as quest rewards. However, you don't quite have the budget to create so much original music. So you think, you ponder, and then realize, hey, our publisher is NeoWiz, the DJ Max people. I'm gonna need 15 classical remixes stat, and the end result.
Close your eyes, come to me, feel alright, just dance with me all through the night. Unleash the giants, losing the horse, build up the seas, set the serpents alight. Define the heights, behold your sight for those windmills, let them run again, 'cause I will fight.
Look into yourself, don't cry no more. If you're here, we're not scared anymore. I know that survivors.
What do I even say? What do you say to something that cool? It's like I'm contractually bound to RP walk around the hotel. They're that good. But back to the story. Homeless man detected.
Beat your goddamn ass, son of a bitch. You piece of shit.
I demanded the truth. Now I feel bad for my comrade.
Charlie's like the melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 na. Every day's like my iPod stuck on replay.
Finally, we meet, son.
Seeing how we've just committed first-degree murder, old Pappy Gazpacho is delighted. What's that? Paint City Hall black with the oil of heathen puppets? You got it, Pops. I'm a good boy. Oh, piss. Meet the Scrapped Watchman, your first real obstacle, and a proud member of ACAB. All cops are blitz resistant. Sponge Bobby here is certainly a step up from the Parade Master. He's faster, telegraphs less, and oh man, you're gonna love this, has area denial. Yay! Regardless, for the most part, he does follow a very predictable rhythm. So after a mild Chicago handshake or two, he should go down with ease. Don't care who they send, I'm not funding the BBC. Son. Factory. Cold. The air and water flowing. Now, the training wheels are off, because Geppetto's old frat bro Vanini is still blacked out from a 5-day ayahuasca bender, and he wants us to fetch him. He's kind of like Italian Batman. If instead of enacting trickle-up economics, he replaced blue-collar workers with expendable robots. Wait, apparently he mumbled something about an ancestor eagle spirit calling him to his factory. So that's our next stop. Me and the boys going to Live Leak HQ.
Riddle me this, Clank.
Okay.
What is...
Uh-huh.
I haven't given the riddle yet.
Yeah.
Can I finish?
We.
What is 2 plus 2?
22.
Correct. Here's my apartment key. Get yourself a treat. 10K.
Huh. Right. Anyway. Welcome to your new job at Vanini Ironworks, proudly boasting a workplace injury rate of only 85%. Well, at least it did, until we mass-produced puppets, after which we stopped keeping track. You might think this is the 1890s French equivalent to the fire areas in Mario, and you'd be... wrong. I mean, you do get a flaming dagger, there's a trap, and a grand total of 3 enemies that use fire. I don't know, man, take it or leave it. Hell, there's barely any molten metal in an ironworks factory. They're making apple Gatorade down here instead. Speaking of which, yummy, let me get some of that. But really, that's not an issue, because the factory certainly isn't lacking in character anyway. We've got new weapons, a whole optional boss, an unaffordable New York penthouse, and 2 very trustworthy individuals who would never scam you out of 500 ergo. Apparently, they're what's known as stalkers. Good hunting, Stalker. In the city of Krot, stalkers function like fixers for the rich and powerful. Every single one dons an animal mask, which represents one's rank and preferred member of the animal kingdom. This is similar to the real-life furry community, where only the most high-ranking alpha... where only the most high-ranking alphas with a 7-figure net worth can afford the truly artisanal fursuit crafters. Oh, dude, my head. What time is it, man? 8:73. Cool, thanks. Say, brah, can you help a fellow brah out? Brah, my plug got kidnapped, man. He's somewhere deeper in the factory. Before or after the Gatorade? What? Gatorade? Oh, you mean the vent? The what?
I guess they're plenty lit up already. Jesus, Punch, what'd you give him?
Fuoco, King's Flame. He does fire damage. Yeah. I'm gonna be real, he's kinda boring. So... Man, I can't thank you enough. Sure, Pulcinella came back with a few...
Estaba recontento porque había llegado el 18 tiki-tiki-tiki.
defects, but with a little elbow grease and some bath salts, they'll be good as new. What can you give me in exchange? Oh shit, you want a reward. Here's a rock. It'll light your sword on fire, lol. I forgot to get this conversation, so... Son, I need your aid. The Catholic Church is trying to make me repent or some shit. Don't worry, Father. I'll kill them all. Next on the grocery list is St. Frangelico's Cathedral. Fun fact, the lore states that it's actually only been 30 years since the discovery of Ergo. And you can tell, because the cathedral is still under construction. We make our way through Moonlight Town, up the cable car, and towards the Path of Misery, where, what is that? Zombies! They're here, and by God, they're sticking around. Because the entire cathedral is crawling with the bastards, all itching to inflict poison damage. That's right, the first poison swamp is here. And naturally, it's in a church basement. I could make a joke here about hateful evangelicals, but it's not really necessary, because they are the joke. Aside from some light platforming and absolutely torturous tightrope routing, this place ain't too bad. You probably have a couple quadrillion status removal items by now, so just keep those handy and you're golden. There are a couple people we need to visit here though. Down in front of the chapel is a guy named Giangio.
I'm a pharmacist. Yes, pharmacist.
He's totally trustworthy. There's also a nun whose quest we progress upon killing the boss. And last but far from the least, new furry unlocked.
Hey you, you're a murderer, right?
Indeed.
You've murdered a lot of strong things out there.
Perhaps.
Give me their souls and I'll give you weapons.
Bet. Now with a fresh upgrade, let's go see the priest.
Oh. Hello, my child.
You have to pay taxes now. Fallen Archbishop Andreas is yet another step on the difficulty staircase that is Liza P. Sure, he looks kinda chunky, but he has quite a few fast-moving attacks to throw you off. However, this isn't what you should worry about.
Give back to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's. And unfortunately for you, Clanker,
Why does everyone keep calling me that?
I don't see a fucking moral proof around Croc's head. You won't be lowering my taxes from my cold, blessed hands.
Oh boy, a second phase. There is no circling around him anymore. He can attack from both ends. However, one side is the same pattern you've been practicing for an hour, and the other side is some Godskin Apostle bullshit. It's pretty obvious which side you should target until he starts charging some kind of holy Kamehameha from his chest. I have never once managed to parry this goddamn attack. So if you're struggling, take my advice. Just summon a phantom, it makes the fight actually bearable.
And now, the stage is set.